Welcome to the Summer 2026 release highlights. In this video, we'll focus on the updates that matter most for stability, security, and scale. This release is about infrastructure, security, and setting the stage for a truly stable, AI-driven enterprise. Here are the 6 updates you need to pay attention to. First up, we have the new Field Access tab. It provides a centralized, instant view of field-level security sources across all your profiles and permission sets. On the data front, real-time data, 360 updates enable faster processing, ensuring your AI agents act on the most current, accurate information available. You'll be able to stay on top of approvals with Slack approval notifications, which deliver real-time approval alerts directly in your workspace to approvers and submitters. Flow Builder also gets usability improvements, including horizontal radio button groups and easier navigation for screen flows. And speaking of AI, our evolved agents now have deeper contextual understanding, allowing them to provide more accurate responses for complex, multi-turn customer queries. Next are the mandatory updates. You need to migrate from the single configuration SAML framework immediately to avoid SSO service disruptions. Summer released 26 top features for security and authentication. We have to start with the Do Not Ignore list. These updates protect system stability and reduce the risk of disruption. Firstly, you must migrate from the single configuration SAML framework immediately. Salesforce is retiring the legacy setup, so this migration is required to avoid service disruption. Secondly, Salesforce is pulling back its managed app for X authentication. If your users rely on this, you must build a custom X app and update your SSO configs now, or you're risking a complete login blackout. And lastly, we're seeing a backend shift to the new Visualforce rendering service and blob.to PDF. While this brings better font support and multi-byte character handling, it will change how your existing docs look. Test your invoices, reports, and customer-facing templates before rollout. Once your security foundations are locked in, the next priority is ensuring your UI is both inclusive and compliant. Page headers and modal windows are now aligned with WCAG 2.2 resize and reflow standards. If your layouts collapse or hide key actions at 200% zoom, it's not just bad UX, it's a compliance issue. Salesforce has extended these accessibility standards to smaller UI elements, including date pickers, popovers, and utility bars. But this isn't an isolated update. You must enable these alongside the modal updates to maintain a consistent experience. However, compliance extends far beyond the user interface. This leads us to the bigger, more critical shift, that is, security. Advanced encryption and stronger identity management aren't just routine upgrades. They are Salesforce's direct response to mounting global compliance pressures. Now is the time to review your identity configurations and audit your encryption settings. Don't just assume your foundation is solid. Take the time to verify that what you think is secure actually is. With the foundation secure and accessible, let's pivot to the intelligence layer. This is where Summer 2026 really shines, but it requires a disciplined approach to data hygiene. Your agents can now handle multi-turn conversations with real context rather than just answering static questions. This means fewer escalations, but it also means your training can't be inconsistent or guesswork-driven. Define your topics clearly, train with intent, and keep your responses on brand. Next up, we have AI that can now summarize records and generate content instantly. While this boosts speed, it risks accuracy. So, what you need to do is build a review layer. Anything AI generated should pass through human governance before it touches a customer. And for admins, Salesforce now suggests automations for you. Sounds efficient. But here's the catch. AI doesn't know your org's hidden dependencies. Review every suggestion like it's a junior admin's first draft. Validate logic, check dependencies, then activate. Let's continue exploring the Summer Release 26 top features for AI, Agentforce and Data 360. Data 360, formerly known as Data 360, is moving to real-time processing. Your AI agents are no longer acting on yesterday's insights. They are acting on what is happening right now. However, this only works if your pipelines are clean. Validate your ingestion, lock down governance, and audit your unified profiles. Because of bad data, moving faster is just an amplified risk. Next up, we have Salesforce doubling down on unified customer profiles. One customer, one view, across your entire ecosystem. Sounds powerful, until inconsistent data starts merging into one flawed profile. Run a data quality audit first. Because harmonization doesn't fix bad data, it amplifies it. And then segmentation gets sharper. Real-time behavior, better targeting, higher ROI. But there's a thin line between personalization and overreach. Align your segmentation logic with consent and privacy regulations. Because relevance without permission? That's a risk. Now, how do we bridge the gap between this AI intelligence and actual platform behavior? That brings us to Flow Builder and your administrative tools. Firstly, ScreenFlows get a much-needed UX upgrade. The radio button group component simplifies multi-option selections. Less clutter, faster decisions, better user flow. But don't just drop it in. Design your options carefully and test across user profiles. Because what looks clean for you might break for someone else. You can now define max batch sizes for schedule-triggered flows. This is about staying within governor's limits, without guessing. Set batch sizes based on your data volume, and test in the sandbox first, because one wrong setting can slow everything down. Approvals finally leave the inbox. Real-time approval notifications now land directly in Slack. Less delay, faster decisions, fewer missed approvals. Make sure your Slack integration is tight. Right users, right channels, right processes. Next, let's move into Flow Builder and admin tooling. Automation visibility just leveled up. The automation app now provides element-level error rates, highlighting both failures and their frequency. Track error percentages regularly, set alerts for critical flows, and prioritize fixes based on impact, not guesswork. The new Field Access tab shows where field-level permissions come from. It provides a faster way to trace field-level access. Use it during every security review, and make sure access follows least privilege, not legacy decisions. And for developers, Salesforce is bringing the IDE inside the platform. The web console lets you run SOQL, execute anonymous Apex, and debug, all in one place. Faster workflows, fewer context switches. But it's beta, so test in a sandbox, validate any Apex thoroughly before production use. Now, let's look at how these platform-wide updates materialize across our core clouds. Let's start with Agentforce Sales. You're getting AI-driven deal insights and automated data entry. It reduces admin time, but be careful. Validate that auto-filled data, as incorrect inputs will scale across your pipeline quickly. Now comes the Agentforce service. Expect AI-powered case resolution suggestions and stronger omni-channel support. Again, the efficacy here depends on the quality of your routing logic. Test thoroughly before customers experience the gaps. And finally, Agentforce marketing. With sharper, real-time segmentation, relevance is easier to achieve. Just ensure your segmentation logic remains strictly aligned with consent and privacy regulations. Relevance without permission is a liability, not a feature. Thank you for watching this overview of the Summer 2026 release updates. You're all set to move faster, safer, and smarter this release cycle. And if you need a partner to guide that journey, we're just a conversation away at info@graziti.com.